All right, guys, this is a 2022 Seadoo RXTX, bone stock. Just got it, 0 hours. Hadn't taken it out yet. Watched some videos on Riva catch cans, other catch cans. You can go find videos about which one to pick and you know, why you even need a catch can. But anyway, after my research, I feel like I wanted one before I even start running this bad boy. And so I ordered the Riva kit. I know it was a little pricier, but anyway, that's what I got. You decide which one you want. And so I just want to give a quick update on how to do it. You can find some other videos that talk about installing it on RXTXs. And so after watching the ones that were available, just a few tidbits. Everybody's been right about be careful with these two bolts. There's 13 bolts to take off the panel on the top. They do use the T30 head, the screw head, and I had that sitting over here somewhere. There it is. So this is the this is a T30 head. That's what you want to get the 13 bolts out on the deck. So that was all correct. I'd seen some different things on that. The two bolts here, of the 13, these are the only two that have washers. It's a washer and a nut underneath. So I used my 10mm socket. This is an 11, sorry. There's the 10mm socket up underneath while I was using my drill to loosen it. And that way I was able to hold pressure, and I kept the washer and the nut, slowly pulled it out. You don't want it dropping down on the bottom. If you do drop stuff in the bottom, which I already have, just have you a handy magnet with a flashlight. Easy to get it out. But so yeah, so the panel came off easy. And then let's see, the other things they show you are here's where you're going to be connecting your catch cam tube. There's the stock hose for the, I don't remember all the technical names, but this is where the oily residue stuff comes out of the engine, and this is where it goes into your air intake here. So you loosen the two metal clamps to get this off. Boom. So this is garbage. And then you keep your two clamps. On the part where that tube went into, you put the cap supplied by Riva along with the tie supplied by Riva and tighten that down. So just, it's not really that tight, but anyway, it's on there as tight as I can get it. And I'll keep checking it as I ride. And then up here, I didn't have to cut this tie wrap that is holding on this wire that's, you know, that's pre-installed by Seadoo. So I'm about to install the tube. I will say, so I got the catch can, I didn't tighten it up yet, but I got the tube, the bracket and the two bolts. You're gonna be taking off, and you'll see in the instructions, you're taking off, I just have this towel here so I'm not scratching up my new Seadoo. You can see a good shot here of kind of where that bracket goes. So on the engine, this is the exhaust manifold, I believe. And so there's a bolt here. This is the stock bolt, and there's one below. So you take both out just so that you can put their bracket there and put those bolts right back in with a little bit of Loctite. They're not hard, they're not easy to get out. I took the battery out because I didn't want to strip the bolt while I'm trying to get out. This is the same size bolt as these. There's two here. I actually, probably not correct. They do make Torx socket bits to take these out. I used a, right here. Nope, that's not it. Stand by. There it is. I used a, whoop, how do I focus that? I don't know. Anyway, that is a quarter inch socket drive there, you can see. But it has this kind of star pattern to it. So it was able to fit that bolt nicely. It didn't strip. But so I used an extension, a tiny extension on that socket to get the bottom one out. And then on the top one, I didn't need the extension. But regardless, the battery gives you a lot more room for your socket wrench to turn. So that's what I would suggest to do to get these out. It's really easy to take the battery out. Make sure you take the black off before the red. Anyway, just pull the battery out real quick. So I got this on. I'm about to torque it back, torque these two bolts on to hold the catch can. You're supposed to torque these per the Riva instructions to 7 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque meter that's sensitive. Mine only goes down to 10. So I just kind of did it by hand, pretty tight. And again, I'll just check it after my first few rides, make sure things feel tight. Pretty easy to get a socket on there just to check the tightness of it. A little bit of Loctite on there, like I said. And these bolts and washers come from Riva, these two to hold up the catch can. So anyway, I hope that helps a couple other people, just to say, you know, just to have another video saying that I'd kind of watched what's out there already. And this is being made, this is a 2022 model, but we're in February 2023 right now. And I think that's it for you. I got that, I put one of the metal clamps that come, you know, you just slide it on the tube prior to putting it on there so you can tighten that up. I'm gonna put this other one right here on this tube. And so I'll end up sliding that on there, like so. Let's see. Get on there with one hand. Now I see why these YouTubers use special fancy cameras. All I got's my iPhone. Anyway, I'll get that on there in a minute, tighten it up. So that should be nice and tight. That'll be tight, and then I think we're set. I did have to cut, this is the tube from Riva. I did cut it because it comes extra long, and you don't want to make it, you don't want it to crimp like some other videos had said. So give it a nice bend where it's not crimped, and it'll slide right on nicely, sit there, and everything can flow well. All right, guys, and then I'll put her back together. That's pretty much it.